The sky over the Scottish Highlands burns gold and grey, and the sound of thunder rolls through the stones. A figure walks alone across the moor, his steps heavy with questions the wind can't answer. The past isn't silent anymore, it's calling, louder than ever. Something is about to begin. Or maybe something that never ended is about to return. The world feels caught between seasons, the last whisper of summer fading into the chill of autumn. The camera glides over the rugged Scottish landscape where mist dances over the hills like memories refusing to fade. The air hums with secrets, as if the ground itself remembers what happened here centuries ago. Time has never truly moved on. Somewhere beneath the soil, echoes of laughter, sorrow, and battle sleep like buried ghosts. A shadow moves across the stones, tall, steady, unsure. His coat flutters in the wind, his boots pressing into the earth that once carried legends. This is Henry, a man out of place, out of time, searching for something he can't yet name. Every step he takes seems to awaken the world around him. A distant echo of bagpipes hums through the fog. The sound feels both strange and familiar. As though it has followed him across lifetimes, the camera shifts, following him from behind as he stops before the towering stones at Craignaddon. They stand like guardians of time and changing, unbroken, watching. The wind howls through them, low and mournful. Henry's hand trembles as he reaches toward the nearest one. The air seems to shimmer, light bending, reality thinning. His breath catches. He doesn't understand why his heart races, or why the sound of the wind suddenly carries voices. A woman's whisper, a man's promise, names he doesn't know, yet somehow feels he should. Lightning flashes. For a moment, the scene blurs past and present twisting together. A vision flickers in the storm. A red-haired man standing proud in Highland tartan. A woman in a blue gown, her eyes full of both sorrow and strength. The image vanishes before he can focus. Henry steps back, gasping, as rain begins to fall. The drops hit the earth like seconds ticking away. The world feels alive watching him, testing him. He looks down and notices something half buried in the mud. A small, worn object, an old silver ring, its design unmistakably from another time. The initials engraved inside catch the dim light. See if his pulse quickens. He doesn't know what it means, but he knows this is no accident. The storm grows louder. The stones seem to hum, like a heartbeat matching his own. And in that heartbeat, something ancient stirs. The camera pulls back, revealing the vastness of the Highlands. The thunder swells, and the voice of fate itself seems to whisper through the wind. Time bends once more, and destiny calls across centuries. The scene fades to black. Only the sound of the storm remains. Rain has softened to a whisper by the time Henry reaches the crumbling gates of Lallybroch. The old stones rise like sentinels, darkened by centuries of weather and memory. Ivy crawls up the walls, claiming what time left behind. The great house stands silent now, but its silence isn't empty, it's alive, thick with stories. The kind that linger in the air long after the people are gone. Henry hesitates at the threshold. His boots press into wet earth as he looks up at the house that once held laughter, arguments, and the kind of love that outlived time itself. The front door groans when he pushes it open, as if the house is exhaling after years of holding its breath. The scent of dust and old wood fills the air. Sunlight slips through the cracks in the shutters, slicing the shadows into golden ribbons that dance across the floor. He steps inside. The sound of his footsteps echoes faintly, almost swallowed by the emptiness. Each step feels heavier than the last, as though the past itself resists being disturbed. He runs his fingers along the banister, its wood worn smooth by generations. Somewhere above him, a single floorboard creaks. It's just the wind, he tells himself, though a part of him knows better. He wanders through the main hall, where faded portraits hang like ghosts in gilded frames. Eyes painted 200 years ago seem to follow him, curious, wary. A woman's face, strong yet gentle, stares back from one painting. Her expression holds both knowledge and sorrow. Henry can't look away. Something about her feels familiar, like a dream he's almost remembered. Beneath the painting, the nameplate reads, Claire Fraser, Lady of Lallybroch, A flicker of light draws his attention to a nearby room. The library door stands ajar, and dust motes swirl in the slanted sunlight. He steps closer. Inside, shelves sag under the weight of forgotten books, their spines cracked and faded. On a table near the window lies a bundle wrapped in linen. He unties it carefully, revealing old papers, letters sealed with red wax, and a crest he's seen somewhere before. The Fraser crest. His pulse quickens. The ink has faded, but the words are still legible. The first line reads, "To whoever finds this, know that love can outlast even time itself." The handwriting is elegant, but firm. Claire's voice seems to echo in his mind as he reads on, describing her struggle to choose between centuries, between duty and desire. It's not just a letter, it's a confession, a message to the future. Maybe even to him. Henry sits in silence, the letter trembling slightly in his hands. The fire in the old hearth has long gone cold, yet he feels warmth rising in his chest, a strange mix of sorrow and wonder. How could words written lifetimes ago feel so personal? How could a stranger's story stir something so deep within him? He looks around again, and something catches his eye: a set of old medical instruments arranged neatly in a glass case. Rusted, delicate, purposeful. A stethoscope, a scalpel, and a leather pouch embossed with the initial CRF. He exhales slowly. The air feels different now, charged, watchful. As if the house itself knows he's found what he wasn't supposed to. Suddenly, the wind slams a window open. The sound cuts through the silence like a scream. Papers scatter across the floor. One sheet flutters to his feet. It's a page torn from a journal. The ink smudged but still readable. If time should open its door again, and if fate allows, I pray our son will find the truth we left behind. Henry Fraser's son. The word strikes like lightning. Could this be a coincidence? Or has he stepped into something written in blood long before he was born? His mind races, piecing together fragments he doesn't yet understand: the ring, the letters, the visions at the stones. The storm outside begins to rise again, thunder rolling over the hills. He looks toward the open doorway, half expecting someone to appear. But only shadows move. Yet in the silence that follows, he hears it: a voice. A woman's whisper, soft but clear, carried by the wind through the cracked walls. "Find us, Henry." The truth is waiting. His heart pounds. He turns, staring at the painting of Claire once more. The light has shifted, and for an instant, her painted eyes seem alive, gleaming with something that wasn't there before. A warning or a welcome. Henry gathers the letters and the torn journal page, his mind spinning. He doesn't know where the path leads, but he knows he can't stop now. Outside, the storm rages again, the sky splitting open with lightning. And in that flash, as he steps out of Lallybroch, the camera lingers on the old portrait of Claire. A single crack forms across the canvas, running through her face like the fracture of time itself. The wind howls through the open door, carrying one final whisper as the screen fades to black. The past remembers those who dare to return. Rain has softened to a whisper by the time Henry reaches the crumbling gates of Lallybroch. The old stones rise like sentinels, darkened by centuries of weather and memory. Ivy crawls up the walls, claiming what time left behind. The great house stands silent now, but its silence isn't empty, it's alive, thick with stories. The kind that linger in the air long after the people are gone. Henry hesitates at the threshold. His boots press into wet earth as he looks up at the house that once held laughter, arguments, and the kind of love that outlived time itself. The front door groans when he pushes it open, as if the house is exhaling after years of holding its breath. The scent of dust and old wood fills the air. Sunlight slips through the cracks in the shutters, slicing the shadows into golden ribbons that dance across the floor. He steps inside. The sound of his footsteps echoes faintly, almost swallowed by the emptiness. Each step feels heavier than the last, as though the past itself resists being disturbed. He runs his fingers along the banister, its wood worn smooth by generations. Somewhere above him, a single floorboard creaks. It's just the wind, he tells himself, though a part of him knows better. He wanders through the main hall, where faded portraits hang like ghosts in gilded frames. Eyes painted 200 years ago seem to follow him, curious, wary. A woman's face strong yet gentle stares back from one painting. Her expression holds both knowledge and sorrow. Henry can't look away. Something about her feels familiar, like a dream he's almost remembered. Beneath the painting, the nameplate reads, Claire Fraser, Lady of Lallybroch. A flicker of light draws his attention to a nearby room. The library door stands ajar, and dust motes swirl in the slanted sunlight. He steps closer. Inside, shelves sag under the weight of forgotten books, their spines cracked and faded. On a table near the window lies a bundle wrapped in linen. He unties it carefully, revealing old papers, letters sealed with red wax, and a crest he's seen somewhere before. The Fraser crest. His pulse quickens. The dawn has come, but it feels like the world hasn't truly awakened. The mist clings to the earth, heavy and reluctant to let go. Henry stands among the stones, his breath visible in the cool morning air, the carved Fraser ring still warm in his palm. The storm has passed, yet something deeper brews beneath the quiet and unseen current. Twisting through time itself, he looks around, half expecting Jamie and Claire to appear again, but the clearing is empty. The silence presses in, thick and knowing. His thoughts race back to their faces, Jamie's fierce eyes, Claire's trembling hand, the way her voice cracked when she called his name. There was truth there, recognition. He isn't just a visitor lost in time. He's a part of it. Henry sinks to his knees, pressing his hand against the soil. The earth hums faintly beneath his touch, like a heartbeat deep underground. He remembers Claire's words echoing through the storm. If you stay too long, time will close. But what if that was never a warning? What if it was a test? He pulls the letters from his coat, the ones that seemed to vanish when he crossed through the stones. They're here again, but different now. The parchment glows faintly around the edges, as though the ink itself remembers being written. He opens the first one, and his breath catches. It's not addressed to a stranger anymore. It's addressed to him, my dearest Henry. If you are reading this, then you've found your way home. You are not a mistake of time, you are its design. The bond that ties us together was never broken. It only waited. Whatever happens next, remember this. Love does not belong to one age alone. It belongs to all who dare to believe it can endure. The signature at the bottom reads Claire Fraser. Tears sting his eyes. He doesn't know how it's possible, but he knows it's real. The letter feels alive, the words pulsing with warmth. He clutches it to his chest, closing his eyes. The wind begins to rise again, not violent, but purposeful. The stones hum softly, their rhythm sensing with his heartbeat. Then, faint at first but growing stronger, a voice drifts through the air. Henry. It's Claire. He spins around, and there she is standing at the edge of the circle, light bending around her like a dream made solid. Her eyes are calm now, filled with quiet certainty. Behind her, Jamie appears, tall and steady, his expression unreadable but warm. You came back, Henry breathes. Claire smiles faintly. We never truly left. Jamie steps forward, studying him closely. Ye carry our blood, he says, voice low and steady. And our burden. He glances at the stones. But the path you choose now will decide which time survives. Henry frowns. What do you mean? Claire steps closer, her gaze sharp with urgency. The passage through the stones isn't just a door, it's a balance. Every time someone crosses, the world shifts. Too much interference, and both timelines will tear apart. He shakes his head. So I have to go back. Jamie's hand rests on his shoulder. But can the seal never truly leave? Time has a way of remembering its own. The air around them begins to shimmer again. The light pulses brighter, faster. The stones groan, vibrating with power. The decision presses on Henry like a weight: stay and know his family, or return to the world that feels suddenly less real. He looks at Claire, her eyes glistening with pride and sorrow. If I go, he asks, will I ever see you again? She hesitates, then whispers, in dreams. And in echoes, the light grows blinding now. Jamie steps back, his voice carrying through the storm of energy. Go, lad. Before the door closes, Henry hesitates one last time, clutching the ring and letter to his chest. "Tell me one thing," he shouts over the roar. "Was this ever meant to happen?" Claire smiles through the light, her hair glowing like fire. It already has. The stones erupt in brilliance, engulfing everything. For a heartbeat, all sound disappears. The world folds, stretches, and snaps back into place. Then silence. Henry wakes up on the moor, the sun breaking through the clouds. The stones stand still and silent, as if nothing ever happened. The grass is wet beneath him, and the air smells of rain. In his hand, the Fraser ring gleams softly, untouched by time. He opens his coat pocket and finds one final letter, sealed in wax. The seal bears both initials CF and G if he breaks it open. Inside, a single line written in fresh ink. "When the world forgets, the blood remembers." He smiles faintly, tears blurring his vision. As he walks away from the stones, the camera pans upward, showing the highlands stretching endlessly into the horizon. For a moment, the wind carries a faint echo. Claire's laugh, Jamie's voice, the hum of time still alive beneath the surface. The scene fades into twilight. The light golden and endless. On-screen text, Outlander, Season 8. Henry meets Claire and Jamie. The final journey begins. The screen fades to black. The haunting melody of the Outlander theme returns, soft and distant, like the memory of a love that refuses to die.